In this episode of Ancient Airsoft, we look at a replica so old that its manufacturer has disappeared in the mists of time, the ToyTec Super Calico M-100. This true classic was born in 1987, almost 30 years ago, and like it, its real steel counterpart had a mix of notorious and prestigious reputation. It did feature heavily in the movie Spaceballs, as it looks very space age. Maybe that's why ToyTec went for the Calico rather than the other thousands of choices they had back then. The ToyTec Super Calico M100 is a replica of the real M100, who was made by Calico Light Weapon Systems, and they were the leaders in development of weapons with high-capacity helical magazines. The M100 is from Calico's civilian line of weapons, where unlike most of the other models, the ejection port is on the right side rather than underneath. The first thing you notice when you pick it up is that it is incredibly creaky. This is because it is almost entirely made out of plastic, with the exception of the stock, the mock charging handle and the sling point at front. To be frank, the build quality of the Calico cannot hold a candle to the replicas of today, but it wasn't really an issue when it was first released. Since it is mainly comprised of plastic, it is incredibly lightweight, but for more stability, we're going to unfold the stock. And then look down the sights, which to be honest are pretty crap. But that is the fault of the real steel version, not the replica. This is because most of the sight picture is blocked off by the magazine. Speaking of the magazine, it is a BB hopper type with a capacity of 1,000 rounds and can be filled from the top here. Unfortunately, the magazine cannot be removed, but it's okay. It's not like you'll be going through 1,000 rounds very quickly. Well, actually, you might, as when you're using higher pressures, you can expect a rate of fire of 30 to 40 BBs per second. That means the magazine will empty in about 30 seconds. The power source is neither electric or top gas, but rather compressed air, fed through a hose at the bottom of the pistol grip at around 80 to 100 psi. This will give you 270 to 330 FPS in semi, full auto and burst fire. You heard me, they had burst fire as a function in airsoft replicas nearly 30 years ago. The ToyTec Super Calico M100 is known for being incredibly reliable, as there are still many working examples even after more than 20 years of abuse. But unfortunately, and ironically enough, this particular model has a leaking receiver. But I promise you that in our next episode we will have a working classic replica. But since this is so old, it is very hard to find and not on our website. But do check out our website for other cool products at www.redwolfairsoft.com. If you haven't watched some of our previous videos, I suggest you take a look at these. Go! Do subscribe to our channel and keep up to date with our newest and coolest videos.